Good evening again, folks. We want to welcome you to a great edition of MLC Talk. This is the platform where we discuss all things Lutheran. Today we have with us our brother Elijah Zina. He's there joining us from our studios in Minneapolis. Our sister Couple Silly is joining us from Canada. And our ambassador, I know everyone will be glad to see our ambassador back, all of our veterans. Our ambassador is back. He's joining us from our studios there in Freetown, Sierra Leone. And I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. Today we are discussing the NLYF Convention 2024 elections. We have the committee members here. Our brother Anthony George A. Wokwe, he's here. He's a member of the committee. Our brother Yakwaolo Lauba Smo, my dear brother from St. Matthew. All of us, in fact, from St. Matthews, is here as well um, to discuss, this important issue today. Our brother, the Antonin BNG Morba, will be joining us, and also BNG Morba is the co-chair, and our sister Gamen Kekula Wayaulu, she is currently traveling to Monrovia from Nimba, so she will be joining us via phone. Again, we want to welcome all of you. Ambassador, welcome. Our sister Couple Silly, you want to kick the ball rolling?
Yeah, thank you, William. I want to say good afternoon to everybody. It's like our Elijah, the boss man, me Ashima, who predicted boss man, but it's like
I actually run to
so.
the play on you already.
I want to say welcome to everybody. Elijah, who is that? Hello, thank you for coming. Anthony Wokwe, thank you for coming in our council. I want to say thank everybody. This is not a strange thing. Yeah, you people always coming to our call whenever we call you, especially when it has to do with the young people of LCR, of which all of us pass through that rank and file of the young people. So I want to say thanks everybody for availing yourselves to this platform and to come and inform us on the next step of the young people. That is the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship. As we all know, that we'll be going through that election. So we will want to know all of those guidelines, those criteria set who are eligible, if I can apply, if I'm eligible, whether I will pass the test to become a leader of the young people. So I want to say thank you. Woody?
Yes, Couple, thank you so much. Just before we go with the round of questioning, we will, grant the opportunity to our guests. But also, I want to inform everyone that the chairperson of the committee, impression of Sis Game Kekula Wayalu, she just informed me that because of this show, she made her way to Monrovia. Now she's in Monrovia, and she will be joining us either by phone or using the link to join in. So this shows how important the conversation is today. And I really want to, thank our sister for that. She was all the way in Yekepa, Nimba County, but she made her way to Monrovia all because of this show. So again, we want to welcome but BNG more, my man. This not your first time, so you're no stranger. We want to welcome our brother Yapalo, and our brother George Wukwe. Georgie, I mean, welcome. Any comment?
Thank you very much. This is my first time actually being part of this show, and when we were told that we should be on this platform at this time, I was like shocked because I only got to know about it because I visited the end of the day. So when we talk about it, uh, I decided to be a part, and I see it as a good thing to be on this platform, especially to share information related to this to the young people. So we made it our business, and we are here. Like you said, I know most of you did not expect me to be here, but I'm here. So you are, I don't know. I think you gotta give something out
We
for
give
me,
you a
for
thumbs
being,
up for you.
yeah, for being a part of this show. So I'm excited being here.
clarity,
I'm
clarity.
excited being here. I hope our time being here will be to the benefit of every one of us and the young people at large. Thank you.
Better work by clarity. For clarification, I I stated that you were going to be here. It's those two people, the man up there and the
Mhm.
lady down there. Both of them said you are not going to be here. So I want to clarify that. Go ahead, brother. Yeah, Paulo.
All right. I want to take this time to thank the team for inviting us to this talk show, and we hope that we give the information that is needed. And like George and all others have said, this has been our passion, our work, and we at any time we're ready to give our little that we can to see the best of our church in any way we can. So we are happy this evening to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we see our brother, yeah, Anthony Molba.
Anthony,
Maybe he will have to turn his video off. Okay, Elijah, you want to go ahead with the first round of questioning, please?
just before I can go into the line of questioning to these young professionals on the screen, I want to say I am so overwhelmed and so happy to see all of you. Uh, we've come through the youth department. We serve the Lutheran Church in Liberia, and seeing all of you guys in your different professional capacities and serving our country in different ways, and then at the same time still grounded in supporting the church is so much important, and that we are still keeping the touch of the NLYF up. Like, we are saying that George wouldn't have shown up at this meeting today because we saying it from our personal relationship with Judge. you know so, and seeing him showing it just shows that how important it is when he sees an invitation from us, his friends and everything else, how important he honors that, and he's here to honor that invitation. So I am super happy that you guys are still helping the NLYF, and you are here to talk about that today. So just to kick the ball rolling, I would just like for out of you to just go over your TOR as a commission.
Some will see that the co-chair is still making some adjustment. Maybe
Yeah.
brother Wokwe, I see he unmute himself.
Well,
Okay, we thought our co-chair would be humble to give him a chance to explain further on behalf of the chair who is not present. However, uh, we've been told that there are two basic functions that we should be carrying out as it relates to this convention. And basically, our TR will cover those two aspects of the convention, which are very important for now. And it has to do with the review of the Constitution and the election of new group of officers. Uh, Basically, we are to conduct the election, which will include receiving application from applicants and then screening those applicants. That is vetting them to ensure that they meet all of the criteria and standards set by this commission. And then we have a day post election, and then those that will be elected by the body will be presented, and that will be done at the end of the convention, and our process will be over by then. And the next one has to do with a review of a constitution which we've begun over the time, and we have been uh, soliciting a proposal for the past weeks, which we compiled about a week or two ago and sent it out. And we are hoping that at the convention we will be uh, reviewing those proposals and ensuring that the constitution is amended as to meet the present day reality. So basically, we are focused on those two things for now, or those two aspects of our function for now. And I guess Valo has something to add up, so I will not want to seize the entire time. I will allow him to add up whatever he has, since our co-chair and our chairman are now on for now. Thank you.
Thank you, George, for the premise. As he said, the commission is a standing committee. It's not alcohol as it should. As people would think, it's a standing committee for the NLYF. We've been functioning in this capacity for at least the past three elections now, and we hope that we keep our standards as we have set them. The primary function, as we are saying, for this convention is the election. So we have already started the process. Applications are being received today. By the close of today's date, we will be closing our application, and by Friday, we will begin the interviews for those that are shortlisted that will be selected for shortlisting. So right now, we are already in the process. We have set all the guidelines, the requirements that are needed for the election to be conducted. And so far, we have already started receiving application for those positions that were already listed. That's how far we are right now. So application is still ongoing up to maybe 12 midnight tonight. And when we will post our application to start the process of sorting those applications and qualifying candidates for interview. That's how far we are right now. I think the co-chair can
Thank,
or he can add up to it. I see you trying.
thank you,
That's
George. Thank you, George and Lauba. Just to make a follow up on my question. So you said part of your role is to review the current constitution of the NLYF. My question
yeah.
to that is that are the revision that you're doing, are those recommendations going to take effect at this convention, or they are recommendations or amendment that when passed by convention would take effect on the next leadership?
As the practice is the law is not retroactive, so if we pass the law at this convention, it will take effect as of the time will pass. It will not go back. This process already on, so you can affect this process that will use the current constitution to those days election. Afterward, when those propositions are amended or accepted, those are will be accepted when it form part of the new constitution, then we will be used for the next election or all other afterward. So it will not go back to what we are already on now. It will not affect those aspects, just to be sure to that.
And you observe that
I'll follow up to
you
that.
observe that it's impossible to even have those laws retroactive. Say, for instance, if we are uh, having a kind of review of the qualification of candidates. Right now, we are going through the qualification of candidates. So you can have the convention to affect, or the review at the convention to affect that process now, because we are already going ahead of that process using the law that is existing. So it's not going to be affecting previous activities prior to the amendment.
So are you going to Okay, just present? let me. Oh,
Elijah, yeah, let her couple come.
yeah. Let me land a couple. You can come in.
Okay.
My last concern is that at what point in time of the convention you're going to present these amendments? Doing the
Uh,
like after the election, doing the before the election?
we are sure, or we are convinced that it should be before the election, and this is why we are requesting the leadership to give us about a day, that is the whole Saturday, to conduct those activities, because they may be tedious, or they will be tedious, as you may be aware. So we need ample time to adequately have those things done. Uh, so we are hoping that it be on Saturday, and we will do it before the election. That is what we are sure of.
So just to follow up to that, we have
If
not
if
yet
if,
gotten
if
the souvenir or the timetable for the convention from the national office, but we hope to do those things before the convention ends, because the condition those propositions that will be given out, they should be passed on by the convention. So whatever is approved, that what will be given to the convention or to the review process. So we have to do that during the convention. So we don't have right now the souvenir to see what day they are giving, but we are currently working with them to put us at least a just a whole day or some periods in between that we can do some education prior to the amendment of the constitution and the election process being carried out. But for the those two are two separate things we'll be doing.
and if I may,
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
come in, coach here.
yeah, you can.
if I may, before I
Uh,
go on, I'm sorry for the terrible network. You see, right now I'm sitting in my car because
Man,
network in the house is bad, so I had to come in the car and keep up. Uh, I think the core of the question Elijah is asking is that if the constitution review and amendment will be done before election, why would it not affect those who are elected? So to address that, the issue is that when you pass a law, it does not just come into force immediately upon the passing. It comes into force when it is published. That is to say, when we agree on it has to be brought by, corrected, and printed out and distributed to the NLYF and its priority districts priorities for it to become effective. That will not be done at the convention, so then it cannot come into force at the convention or upon those who will be elected only because it was passed and amended before. Also, let me interview qualify every change to what they are applying for will be regressive. But the actual fact is that the end of the amendment process comes about when the amendment is. Let me stop there.
all right, go ahead, couple.
yeah. Yes. We talk about George talk about the two roles of the committee to conduct the election and to do the constitution revision. I just want you to please stream me through the area of reviewing the constitution. How does it work? How long does it take? And now you people are going for an election convention, and at that convention, there will be some clause recommended or amended at that convention. I just want to know how long this has been in the process for. That this time you people are going for convention, and there will be a revision at that convention. How long it been in the process?
Okay. This this has been making for a long time, but the actual process started maybe 6 months back when we were informed by the national office that we want us to do the review. So previously, the committee wrote a letter to every parish and district informing them that the constitution is under a process of review for possible amendment. So we requested that every parish or district should go through the constitution, included in the constitution, and send to the committee. The NOI constitution says that all proposed amendments to be made in the constitution should be done and sent to the parishes and the district at least 1 month before the convention. In that line, the committee got proposals from the parish and district that are sending a proposal, possible proposed amendment. Those amendment that were proposed were scrapped together and sent to the parishes and the district in line with the constitution for their 1 month review. So as we speak to you, the parishes and the districts have the proposed amendment. They also have the copies of the constitution that we send them. We send them the electronic copies so that they could easily review and make changes. And they are reviewing the proposed amendment that we are taking to the convention. We also sent some discussions on reasons why some of the proposed amendment we provided the committee could not be taken. And 1 week to the convention, we on our own initiative will do a step-by-step catalog on reasons why we agree or have proposed certain amendment to the constitution. So that would be given out to the parishes and the district. They will review everything. When we get at the convention, we are also going to have some sessions where we do education on what the proposed amendment are. And then, like my colleague said, we are hoping that the amendment to the constitution will be discussed in the morning hour of Saturday and exhausted. Since in fact they have all the proposed amendment with to us if they have any discussion. And right now ready and available for the. I think that was the question, right? Or you also spoke about the elections. Do you want me to speak on the election?
No, let me do a follow up again. Okay, you talk about these proposed amendments. Is it an existing proposed amendment that came from past convention by conventionals, or it came from the leadership to the committee on revision? And can you tell me how many
Yeah,
counts are there for amendment?
yeah. Internet.
Hmm? Yeah,
Coach,
man.
you want to? Okay, let me. Hold that, chairman.
I read.
I think
No,
yeah,
anybody
yeah,
for the chair.
anybody, and
No,
also
we wanted to
the
get.
chair lady,
I thought
the
the chairlady
chairperson
was
is here.
on, so we gave her the chance.
Oh, welcome, Madam Chair.
Yeah, Madam Chair is here as well. Just so we know.
Thank you. Sorry for the poor quality of affected my voice. Good evening to everyone. Is it me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we're
are.
getting you. I'm
Uh,
not too clear.
yeah, the network too. Maybe I need to try on a WhatsApp and see. It could be much better.
No problem, no problem. We can talk
But
to you on that
you
too.
are
No
better.
problem. We can get you in on that end. No problem.
All right, you getting me now?
We are hearing you clear. Maybe if you turn your video up, will be better. Yeah, just
Video
touch
on.
your screen. Touch your screen down the bottom. You'll see your video camera. Just turn it off.
Oh, yeah, like. Oh,
Okay, I think it should be better. I think it should be better from here.
yeah.
But you can go ahead.
Okay. Basically, the question couple brought about is, we said from the beginning that we've been on this process over the time now, and what we did was that we allow parishes or the leadership to have the means of sending in their own proposal. So the first thing is that the review of a convention, I mean of a constitution, is the entire constitution. So there is not a specific count that we are going to review. It's based on the proposal that we are going about with the review. So by this I mean we are not saying the first portion or the first line, but the constitution, the entire constitution is open for amendment. So whatever you see in the constitution that you think needs to be changed to meet current day reality, or to fix something that have not been existing, you can make that proposal. And our duty would be basically to synchronize those proposals that were given, and then we go through them step by step to see whether it is fake, like the co-chair was saying, whether it's good for us to change it. And if there's not a need to amend that particular clause within the constitution, then we leave it and give reason why we can't change this one. By law, it shouldn't be changed, and whatever the reason would be. So we done all of those process already. Uh, we received proposals from the leadership, that is the NLYF leadership, from the various districts, Calcutta district, Monrovia district, and we even wanted it to be as low as to the parish level. So if there were parishes who wanted to send in proposal, they could have done so. But most of them decided to do it through the district. So we received proposal from those people, and then we've sat already. We've done the processing of those proposals, and we've agreed on how the process would be. Like the co-chair was saying, where we will go with all of the proposal and have a discussion that this one can be because of XYZ, or we drop this because of this reason, and that's the kind of way we've decided to go about it. But the 1 month period that the constitution calls for, we try to meet it, and we've done that. So we've sent already the proposed convention, I mean the proposed constitution, the way it should be, with the amended portion already there to the various parishes and districts. So people will still go about it and look at it if there any reason that there should be an addition, or whatever the case would be. They will make those recommendations back to the committee, and then at the convention we'll have a conclusion. But we've decided that close to the convention, about a week, we'll do our final drafting of all of those proposals and see where the constitution can be amended before going there, because we got to be in a position to say to people that this one cannot be and this one should be, and be able to allow the argument to flow properly and guide the process. So we've done all of those things, but the issue of receiving proposal have been done with and it was open to the entire church, that is from all of the districts, and we got what we wanted. Thank you. So the chair is on board. I'm sure she want to say something since she's just coming.
That's true. Thank you so much. We'll give the opportunity to the chair to say one or two. Go ahead, Madam Chair. Yep.
We want to thank God for the opportunity, for giving us the opportunity to talk about the NLYF. Like all of my colleagues have said, though I came in the middle of the conversation, and I may not know exactly where you are, but I heard Anthony George talking about the process, which we began a month ago, sometime last year, and we just have a few more weeks or days. We have gone pretty close to 75, 80%. Um, as soon as we receive, like he said, concerning the amendment, the proposed amendment, we've already scrutinized what parishes districts sent to us. And that was what we told them during the summer camp, that we were going to make their input. Is not only to be done by us as commissioner, knowing that we are just senior friends, and most of the decision is to be made by them. We are just guiding them in the process. So we went through that, and they sent it to us. We scrutinized it, like he said, what we thought was good. There was some of them who sent similar, so we just combined it, and just, as you know, the commissioner, we have two Anthony and then one in school, and we just had two ordinary people. So we actually went by the legal process, and all of the procedures were followed. So the agreement was that after they send their view, we're going to put them together and then send it back to them and see what we have done as to what was proposed and what we've decided to consider to present to them for amendment. Like Georgie said, there was some that is beyond our control, especially when it came to the issue about age. That is constitutional when it comes from the LCL level, when it comes to the youth age. So we couldn't do anything about it. Those were things we didn't consider. And then, of course, the guideline of the election process, we've already given out. Some people, like they said, some people have already sent in application. Yes, so we did. And as soon as then we know who is qualified and who is not qualified. And after that, we can pull off those that will be qualified for interview. So the process is on with uncles.
Thank you so
Hello?
much, Madam Chair. We're gonna have our ambassador will come in for two questions. Then we will then I will come in. Then we'll go around again on the table, and we'll also recognize some of our viewers. Again, we want to say thank you very much for joining us. This is MLC Talk. We are hosting the Elections Committee, NLYF Convention 2024. Ambassador.
Thank you so much, Willie. I want to say thanks to the colleagues for their comments, and I think they are quite professional. And I'm happy that at least we can have them to guide the young people. Are you guys hearing me? Am I audible enough?
Yeah, you very clear.
Yes, you're audible enough, Ambassador.
Okay, so that's great. So my question, the first question is to all the lawyers on the show, and then the
Yes.
second one will be the second will be to the chairman. I take it that a constitutional review should be more like a kind of referendum that should take place. And I kept hearing the senior friends and the lawyers saying that we send it back to them, we scrutinize, but what we thought was necessary to be there, you know, we tried to allow it to be there. What was not necessary, we thought to take it from there. I mean, so I just wanted to find out, do they have the authority to do, or it should have been their role to actually put everything in perspective and then take it to the convention and it's just a yes or no question, or the committee were given the authority to truncate some of the some of the proposal from the districts and to allow them to say what is necessary to be there and what is not necessary to be there. I just wanted to know the scope or the extent of your authority as a committee.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tabo. Actually, the committee is playing a dual role in this capacity. Like George and the rest of the team have said, our referendum is such that apart from the district and parishes have sent a recommendation or proposition to the election committee, we also had a WhatsApp group that was open to all Lutherans, apart from your age or what, to just make proposals to us. But there are some proposals that the NLYF, unlike other places, is an organization under the Lutheran Church in Nigeria. There's just some propositions that you will make that we can't carry because even if you pass it, it will be useless because if LCL Central Convention does not pass on that, it won't work for you. Say, for example, the age factor that the chairperson was talking about. That was one thing that was stressed by almost everyone that they wanted the age range to go up. You cannot carry the age range up, even though it's your right. But if you carry up, that right will not be satisfied because there is already a parent body that has the right to set that tune. So we just told them that I want, even though it's your right to say that, but even if you pass it now, it will that we're trying to make some balance where we'll not go over just putting things that we know will not materialize. We try to carry the process against some of those things that would be us to just wasting our time, for example, their own time, and they go past, for example, they pass in their convention that we have done twice on the age issue. We pass in our own convention that if you go to 35, seriously, no. That will just be a waste of time. So it's not that we are constraining them, but we are trying to put some form of guide. where we'll not go back and forth for things that we know that will not be materialized. That was just what we're thinking. I think the BN and Georgie can add more to that.
No, no.
So the
I
co-chair
think
will
you're
be
quite.
the.
No, there's no need for the co-chair except that the co-chair have something different from what he just said. But I
But
understood the
there is this.
nuances. I understood the nuances. For me, I just wanted to know if that was in your purview or your authority because you are a lawyer. When you're doing things also by procedure, so nobody questioned you. I understand that it is fair and complete. So just leave that one. It's done deal because the LCA Constitution say the age limit should be this. But I just trying to also caution you guys to know that when you're doing it and somebody asks you, well, your scope, as a lawyer, you have something to justify to say, oh, this was our scope, this was our authority, and we didn't arrogate anything onto ourselves. That is just all I was just trying to point out.
Yeah, bro.
So
But
yeah,
if the Anthony and
let
co-chair have,
me
Let me
further
just say one more thing,
clarity. I
Georgie.
just
Then
want to
you
make
come
this
in. Let me say
clarity.
one more thing.
yeah,
I
okay.
want to make this clarity. Basically, like you said, it's actually like a referendum, but it's not that we're going to be having like the usual national on the national scene, right? On the national scene, to amend the constitution, you will have a committee set up, a review committee who will pick up some of those points that they will bring to the public to vote upon. And this is something that we are doing. It's just that we are uh bringing it back to the parties who are involved or those who will be affected, and this is why we're going back and forth with everything. But at the end of the day, we will go to the convention, read out those very things that we've concluded with in terms of their proposal and what we've gotten there, and the convention will be the one that will pass them. So like you read a particular thing and they say pass, it's almost like voting, like you saying. So our back and forth interaction with them is almost like an education that we're giving out, and awareness that we're creating on various aspects of the constitution that will be changed, like it's usually done. So it's just about uh bringing to people's mind what they ought to do. So indeed, we are following the legal processes and not uh, doing the constitution on our own, but proposing to them that this is what should be done, or this is what that need to be changed, and then they will agree, they will confirm it by voting upon or passing on them at the convention. This is why we are going to at the convention with it.
And
Okay,
just to
thank you
add
so
one more
much.
thing,
So the next question.
we have not dropped any proposition yet. We have only we have only compiled all of them and made our comment as to what we think that should be dropped. We have not dropped anything. All the propositions are going to us. We get poured them together, send to them now to make their own input. Then at the 1 week period we are saying, if they give us feedback, then we can do the final draft that will take to the convention for what they will pass. We have not yet dropped any proposition. We have only told them, for example, we say the age limit to this is not possible because SYC, even though it state in a proposition, but they know that we can't do this one because of this reason. We have not yet dropped any proposition as it is.
Okay, thank you so
Just
much.
what I
I
want to
think
add.
you guys quite clearly understood me and answered the question to my satisfaction. Now, I want to take you now further. Maybe the next round, colleagues will get on that. I want to take you further to your general requirements as you place it. General requirements. I think that is the 2024 election guidelines, and you got something you call general requirements. If you look at number 5, you place there to be eligible to vote, all members of the auxiliary should be. I want you to underscore should be because to the chairman, but all of you guys, because you guys are legal luminaries or will be legal luminaries, and plain meaning reasoning or plain meaning rules very important when you're interpreting, statutes or laws and all that kind of stuff. So you say should be. That means um at a certain point in time, you have the means of verifying, and it's optional. Should be, could be, would be. It's optional. You have the means of verifying whether the person is financially clear or in good standing with the institution or not. But then when you come to point 3, you say he or she shall be. Now you see shall. You guys are lawyer, you know what that means, as opposed to should. Now my question is, how can you determine if the person is God fearing? What are your guidelines you got to know if the person God fearing? You can determine the person is financially not in good standing, but how do you know the person is not God fearing? Because you're saying shall. And then the financial that should be shall, you say should.
All right, so
So
I will start,
maybe you
then the
guys
rest of
are
the team
spiritual
can back
scholars,
me
so
up.
you just tell me so we know.
All right, as far as we know, should be God fearing as per our definition for the term God fearing. That person should be a baptized and confirmed member of the Lutheran Church in Nigeria. That means you have ascribed to the faith and have affirmed that you are a Lutheran, and by virtue of the fact that you have proclaimed that faith, we know you are God fearing. We are not measuring your God fearing based on your spiritual activities because we are not with you at all times, but we will get to know some of the attributes when it comes to the interview when we are getting to you one on one. But the underlying factor of saying God fearing is that you must be baptized and confirmed and a legitimate member of the church. That's what we understand about God fearing. It means that if you are not a member of our church and not baptized and confirmed, we're not considered God fearing. That means no other youth, not just from anywhere. You must always have been baptized and confirmed and ascribed to the Lutheran faith. That is in itself is our term or our definition for God fearing. Even though we did not put it in a kind of account to say this what would the words mean. Words can be given generally, but for specific terms, they can be defined. For our definition for God fearing, that's what we said. You should be baptized and confirmed and a member of the Lutheran Church in the draw. That's our definition for God fearing. It's not that to say we get your kind of spiritual life as the in the way we know should, because for the word should that will be based mostly on your parish and district and national office based on your records that they will have for you. So by what they give to us, we know that you will be financially clear or up to date. But for confirm, we say sharp because we want to be definite, and our term for that was that you should be a baptized and confirmed member of our church. That's how we define warfaring in our context of this election.
So is it possible? So is it possible for anybody to contest in the process without being a baptized and confirmed member of the Lutheran Church or ascribe to the Lutheran doctrine? Is it possible that a Methodist could be chairman or president of the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship? Is it possible?
No, it's not.
No, it's
So
not
don't so
possible. So
don't you think
here's
so
the
don't you
It's
think your
not.
context.
definition for God fearing don't you think your
So
definition for
yeah,
God fearing? Oh, somebody wants to answer. Okay, good. Yeah.
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 So here's another way to put it. Uh, a Methodist cannot come to be a president of a Lutheran church. I mean, a Lutheran Youth Fellowship. However, someone could still remain a Lutheran setting and have not gotten baptized, they have not gotten confirmed, but they have been going along with the activities, they have been enjoying themselves there, they have been involved, but they have not gotten baptized. Or other, somebody could be from another church who have come to the Lutheran church but have not been confirmed. That is to go through our process of being indoctrinated, quote unquote. So that kind of person from our perspective, in terms of being baptized and confirmed, we have that leg glue on them. So we will want to consider that before you have the means to run or occupy these positions, you got to be a Lutheran by this means. That is to be baptized, which indicate that you are within a Lutheran church. It's not basically like being baptized by our process. We already know that sometimes we accept people from other churches, whatever way they were baptized, we accept you, but confirmed. And if you are confirmed, then you become a full-fledged member of the church. So that's one aspect. The issue about the shall and should, like while I was saying, we actually making this aspect mandatory because we will have a means of reviewing it in terms of your confirmation record from the church, or having the pastor saying this person is baptized and confirmed. This is also done by recommendations that we will receive. So, being a God-fearing person, your pastor will have a means to send a recommendation, which will also say your role you have played in the church. Even though the pastor may not be in a position to determine how God-fearing you are, but by the way you will compose yourself, someone can determine that this person is good, this person is a Christian, even if you are having some dirty deeds inside, which we can determine. However, we are giving this instruction to make it mandatory so that if you come to the youth fellowship, you got to see yourself in a position as the fact that you got to be an example that others can follow. So it's not just about coming like any other person, but coming as a God fearing person who, quote unquote, keeping our value in check. That is what we are making that mandatory. But we want to agree with you that we don't have a means to determine that God fearing aspect. Then we don't have a means as human. But however, we will say sha, so as to create that on you or put that burden on you to make sure that you can be or you can present yourself as a God fearing person. So that is where we come from. The issue about the shoe for the financial it's also shoe is it may not be as harsh or mandatory as sha, but it also indicates your obligation. You do this, so we are going to verify that you have done this, which is an obligation, by doing some verification with the financial team and other group of people who are involved. So the shoe is saying that meet up with your obligation in this case. If you don't, you can be. So it's an obligation. It's also mandating you, but it's not as strong as sha, which is mandatory in itself completely. So I understand the point you come from, but then we just are trying to ensure that we place that burden on you to make sure that you come to the table with that kind of good moral aptitude that will serve as an example for others. Thank you.
So, Willie,
All
before
right,
you
thank
go
you.
on,
And and
Go ahead.
before you go on,
and I al- and
I
I
just want to, Chairman. I know you were coming, Chairman, but I just want to philosophize a bit, because these young people, if I were there, that were going to be a big debate. And I can tell you, we're going to spend. Why waste your time on all those things that you got to define God fearing for us when you yourself don't have, that means to define? Just put there shall be baptized and confirmed members of the Lutheran Church. Period. This thing, as you explained it, because God fearing is generic. It takes into account a lot of things that you as an individual may not explain in totality, and people want to see that perhaps you want to disenfranchise them. The person paying all the dues, the person paying all their or they're doing the renovating services to the church, the diligent and everything, but you say God fearing, then what is it? But you say baptize and confirm, it holds them. But I thank you for the clarity. I just wanted that clarity so that it can be foresighted. So when you get on the floor and you have somebody like Jerry, when we used to be in the youth, you can be able to clarify some of these things. Yeah. But Chairman, you can go ahead if you want to further clarify.
Uh,
But I want to,
Ambassador. Um, it's like you and I were looking at this document in the same direction. So the chairperson will come in. It's good that the co-chair has just joined. My question is also on this. My concern, or rather, my concern is also on this line 3 or point 3 of the general guidelines. Um, our dear brother, the Anthony Wokpe, stated that this is mandatory. If we are making this mandatory, I want to go a little further down to, let's say, into the Bible. Matthew 7:1. The Bible says that Josh not so ye not be Josh. Okay. So based on that, if we are saying that that he or she shall be God fearing, aren't we judging that person? That's one. Two, I hear the Antonian stating that um the pastor should see this person. Now, if we should go in that direction, we've seen some pastors preaching some sermons directly at individuals, considering their marriages, which of course your own house is not really in order, but you preaching against somebody, saying that why the person went and got married in, uh, 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 perhaps in West Point. Some marriages in Las Vegas chapel, they still hold together than those that were held, like an elaborate ceremony. So again, I still have concern on the he or she shall. And the problem here is it is just very short It is not. It is not defined. That is just that's where my concern comes from. It is not defined. It is not defined. Like Brother Wokwe brilliantly explained what he or she shall means. If we could just put that on here, I will state this quickly. There are some other pastors. I know of a pastor who from the from Congo. He's a Catholic priest, but he came here and he was absorbed by the ELCA. All he was told to do was to go and do those Lutheran courses, and now he's leading a congregation. Okay, so he was not asked to go back and be baptized again, like some of our brethren will do. Say, "Oh, you come from Lutheran church, you did sprinkling, go by, you take by in the water again, and come outside." So I just want to encourage the committee to please see reason so that this number three, can be clearly defined, can be clearly spelled out that he or she shall be God fearing. If we can just clear that out, or maybe say he or she, shall be a baptized and confirmed Lutheran. So that is a concern right there. The next one has to do with the age. I know you guys were talking about the age that um the age term limit of the LCL. Again, the world now that we live in, things are changing. Okay, and then we see that some of the younger ones that we have, they are not even encouraged, or they want to go and do some other things, and there are some people who have reached even the age of 30. This is why some institutions, even like the ELCA, has raised the bar when they say youth and young adult, like in our setting too, youth, they raise it up to 30. So 27 to 30, I think if someone is even is sitting at the age of 30, there should be some consideration if the person wants to serve our organization. So that is just a recommendation. But I'd like for us to go back to this. Uh, um, um, the point that you guys made, saying that the committee is a standing committee, which of course I think was Anthony Wope or Anthony Mulba confirmed that it should have been an ad hoc committee. But knowing that the committee should have been an ad hoc committee, and this has been time immemorial, I don't know when that changed. Why, with the level of profession that you guys have and being in the youth for this long time, why agree that the committee should be a standing committee instead of an ad hoc committee? Anyone can come in. I see, brother. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
All right. First, the first, let's go to the first issue. The term God fearing, there is no way you can remove that term from any God or Christian based organization. That is just it. Except you want us to be exact to say you must be baptized and confirmed. I will understand that point. But God fearing cannot be, you can divorce it from the whole conversation. And to the
No,
second
no, no,
point,
no, no. Just clarification, please. Sorry to interrupt. Just clarification. I'm not saying that it should be removed. I say it should be clear. It should be clearly defined. That saying
that's what I
God fear,
said.
like happened. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not saying we should
That's what I
remove it.
said.
Right.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. I
Okay.
will try to make it clear now that our concentration is that you will be baptized and confirmed. That by itself put you in a space of being God fearing. So we're not looking for other attributes that maybe you get one web, all those things to just make you, we don't, because you, like you rightly said, we don't want to be judges of people, character, and everything here. We just want to set the basic rules, and I think that covers a lot of things. Even from other point of view, like that you were already saying, no matter how far you come from, where you come from, once you come to the Christian faith, you must accept that faith. We will not baptize you again, but the fact that you come, you must first ascribe to the Christian faith of being confirmed. They will not baptize you again, but they can confirm you. That's why you go to, like you said, the priest will have to go to that training, even though he had been trained himself as priest for a long time, but he had to still go back to that training to form part of the clergy of that church that he's part of. So that's just one thing I want to get clear. And the second thing, the committee be standing committee rather than accord, that is purely based on what the organization wants it to be. It's not a standing rule that it must be an accord committee or no a standing committee. If, for example, you based on the gravity or the importance you attach to a particular work, you can decide to make it a permanent employment for someone, or you just make it an actual work for another person. I think in my, from my own point of view, my own wisdom, from my experience, that committee is so crucial to the NLYF that if you just make it alcohol, you may have the president or the people in leadership putting people to that point during election time based on their own personal interests or other things, rather than having people that will be independent, proud to. Because if you have them, for example, like we were established since we were appointed since the first term of the president, every president will come will have to appoint their own committee during that time. So I think it bring more of a balance and neutrality to the work they're having it being equal, where the president at the, for example, 1 more or 2 months of election will set up a committee which may not have the time to meet regularly as we have been doing for the period, which may not have the time to put up a lot of things that may even affect the election or the constitution negatively as compared to it being a group that is already set up and willing, already know what to do prior to the time. So for me, I don't know what the rationale was to make a standing committee, but I think during our time we thought it right. I think I was you started doing our tenure was staying leadership, that committee been standing. I made them since I began at the youth. I don't know when it was accord. But I know about the 5 committees I know that are standing, it was one of those that have been up to the time since I've been an adult youth. I mean, since about 18, 20 years ago. So I can't really tell you when we decided to change it. But I think from what I can tell you generally is that I would prefer it being a standing committee where the commissioners or the committee members we have had the time to have worked together or been together for a longer period of time where they can discuss things easily than to just have them assembling a short notice where they will not have the time to do things properly and that may lead to some form of chaos or confusion that will instead of helping will affect the organization negatively.
All right, just a quick follow up. On either one of you can just answer probably like in a minute or two. Looking at 1 and 6. Um, no, 1 and 5. Looking at 1 and 5. Don't you see 1 and 5 being like the same or like being repeated? Is a repetition of 5 is a repetition of 1. Financially qualified. Both of them talking about the same financially qualified. I see the co-chair is back or the chairperson is here. You got to speak on that quickly.
Uh, Come again.
But
I didn't
Molva,
get you.
if you turn your video off, it will help you a little bit. Just turn your video off.
Off already. I got it off.
Yeah, off. I
Okay,
see
yeah, go ahead.
you.
Yeah, okay, we got you. Okay, go ahead. I thought he was trying to respond to the question. All right, go ahead, Elijah, with your question. Go
Elijah,
ahead, Elijah.
after.
Yeah, go ahead, Elijah.
Hey, gentlemen, thank you very much for taking up your time to go really in depth with
Okay,
these
so I
questions
wanted
and
to speak.
answers.
Elijah, you want to get a coach here a minute, please?
Sure.
Go ahead, Brother Zina. Brother Mowa, go ahead. Coach, if you are hearing us, you can go ahead.
Hearing issue. Without mentioning around wars. Oh,
That's not terrible. And
Folks, we
never
are
had
tuning to MLC Talk. We are hosting the Elections Committee, NLYF Convention 2024. I believe convention is in March. That's few weeks from now. And we have the chairperson, the co-chair, and members of her committee. They are all in studios here with us today. Um, Elijah, you can go ahead with your next two questions, please.
Okay. Thank you guys for doing this with us tonight. My concern has to do with the qualification under the qualification of the president and the vice president. And I just want to ask a question as it relates to count number 4, have the leadership skill to keep the fellowship together. Um, what I would like to know from the it's under the it's not a general requirement, it's under the vice president. On the president and the vice president is on there. Woody, if you want to share that document, have the leadership skills to keep the fellowship together. All right.
Yeah,
So what?
I wanted to
Yeah.
get on
Let me
this
just.
God fearing issues that the contestant should be go. Uh, I'm hearing you. I'm actually going ahead. Are you getting me?
You're coming in broken, I know. You're coming in, but you're coming in broken.
So like I'm saying, I wanted to get involved with the God fearing issue that
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. Pedicina, you can go ahead with your two questions quickly. So
Yeah. So maybe my question might just be one
okay, one,
question.
yeah. Mhm.
And I just want the team to just what would be a scenario based a question that if I was an applicant who applied to be the president for the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship, and you want to know my skill set, what would be a scenario based question or a scenario based question that you will ask me that will help this community, this committee, or the election commission to understand the leadership skill set of this individual, to be able to keep and uphold the fellowship together. Because for me, I see that that statement is open, and there should be some scenario-based question or skills or something that you would use to identify that skill within the person.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, BSA wants to make his point. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, BN wants to make his point, but he's having a network issue, so you call on the
I'm
phone.
oh, okay. I
So
was gonna call BN too. Yeah, go ahead. If you
yeah,
can
so
put BN on the line, that's fine.
I'm allowing him to make his point by this means. He's on the phone already.
Sure, no problem.
hello guys, sorry for the problem. I don't know why I'm seeing with the internet issue today. But when it comes to the issue of the candidate should be a God fearing person, we have it listed as part of our general requirement, but it does not mean that we are judging that candidate or any candidate. We agree the Bible says judge not and be not judged, but the Bible also says the fear of the law is the beginning of wisdom. And beyond that, this is a Christian organization. We have to know and acknowledge that. When you are contesting for any position in a law, say for instance you are contesting for the legislative position or the presidency, our requirement is that you have poverty work getting value. You go to the LRA, you do your poverty assessment, or agency do your poverty assessment, you carry you fine. It's the same way on our side we say you should be a post-carry person, and so because of that, we say get a letter of recommendation from your parish president and your pastor. Those persons have interacted with you for long. They know the person you are. They know your morality stellar. So they read that letter to the organization say or to the commission say this person is diligent, is spiritually this, is that. Then we take it. Not judging you. We say you should find your own standard when you come to lead the young people. And then you come, you bring this, we hold your word, we hold the word of your pastor. Beyond that, if we don't have that as qualification requirement, any person, any you who is baptized and confirmed, but has become war or is no more of a higher morality standard can apply. But that there we cannot restrict you and say you don't meet that standard, your behavior is unruly or XYZ. We have to have a standard so that the people leading our young people also present that lifestyle and that example for the younger generation to follow too.
So you want to be on the phone? You want to be on the phone?
I'm going to remain on the phone. I'm going to remain on the phone. That's sorry. I'm going to remain on the phone.
Brother, you remain on the phone.
Wait,
Thank you,
Elijah,
Anthony.
if you won't mind, Elijah, if you won't mind, please. I would like to come back to these colleagues. I like
All right.
the way in which they are putting the argument, which is very, very, very good. But look, I want to say that just do a very simple or elementary research of what God fearing is. Just go to Google and just what God fearing, reference and respect and accountable for this and all. I'm saying that for the purposes of this identical process of election, you just simply mean that the person should be baptized and confirmed. Is that what you say? Don't say hurt inside. Then you say
make the
God fearing. God
modification.
fearing is genetic. It tells a lot of things that you are not able to verify.
Right.
That is just the point. So I don't know why we should belabor and go back and forth with the thing, and that's just the point. God-fearing, if God-fearing means by your definition, or you follow conceptualizing God-fearing to mean baptized and confirmed, you can verify that because there are indicators. There are means of verification that you can look for the person documents and all that kind of thing to know if they baptized and confirmed. Period. But if you say this in the point of reference to God, because I don't want to debate the question of morality because a different ball game altogether that I don't think we want to dabble into that. But just the thing about God fearing, and you making it so strong to say shall, and I understand the rationale behind you saying shall, because you want to be sure that the person is. But we've been using the thing all around, in our different and how you call it, elections and our church, God fearing. I won't bring something back, man. But we know how some people were God fearing or recruited and they stealing from the church.
That's true.
I know, right?
But I think the commissioner knows exactly what they're doing.
Allow Bien 1 second, please. Go ahead, Bien.
We agree with you that the warfaring it has a huge implication. We also know that people can be warfaring, get to the position, and then change. But if the person gets at the position and change and become someone that is completely off that land, we at the election committee, as the election we as the member of the NLYF or we as the legislature in Lagos cannot be held responsible or are not responsible for that person changing. All we can do is just in a way to bring the person back. But we are not taking volunteering even to being baptized and confirmed. That's the reason why we have the person to be baptized and confirmed in another town. The volunteering aspect, and I agree with you, it cannot be measured. But it speaks to that person's personal relationship with God, how they hold God and interact with God, how they see and carry out God in their life. If at a starting point you have this, and people can access to your behavior, we are satisfied and we take it from there. We're not judging you, but we have to have some stand up. If we just say it's a new thing, so we just leave it, we are not helping the church also.
Anthony Morba, quick follow up. So can we just say the person should be a Christian instead of saying God-fearing Christian? Because to qualify God-fearing Christian entails a lot. Like the ambassador just stated. Can we just say the person should be a Christian?
Let me just point out addition to what you said.
What was I going, Elijah?
Let me make this clarification here.
Elijah said,
Elijah, remember you on the other side of the table. Elijah, hold on, Elijah. Hold on 1 second. You on the other side.
Listen, Willie. Listen.
So here's the point. Here's a
Listen,
point. The issue about God fearing, why it is true that we can measure it, there are instances that we as individual can determine. There are things that we can use to some extent to measure whether this person is going wayward or is ugly, right? In terms of the attitude. And this commission also sits in a position that an individual can even say to this commission, can get a protest and say this person has XYZ with proof that this person has been engaged into XYZ, which will be considered immorality, which may not be in line with being God fearing, that can even cause you not to attain this position. So it's clear that even in our various communities, there are people that we can look at and say XYZ to them. How do you measure that? You look at someone and say this person is a useless person. You can do that. There are things that you use to measure that statement that you're making, and it has to do with that person attitude within the community. Maybe the person is a drunker. Maybe the person has made money over the time and it did not make you. You can use those standards to measure that this person is a useless person or this person is good. So this is why we are telling you the pastor may not be charged to know exactly what our minds are, but by your deportment, there are things that you are doing that will show that indeed you are involved with these Christian activities. And we can use those means to measure. Even you that there are times that you are in a youth department, there were people that wanted to run. You will say that this person can run because this person has been involved with this. So there are things that we can use to measure that this person is ugly and can ascend to this position, that we're using the term God fearing. For me, I think maybe you're jumping too high. I understand the philosophy that the ambassador bringing about. It's understandable. We agree, but we're just saying that there are means that we can use to measure from our own side. There are things that we can use to measure that this person is God fearing or not.
Okay.
and and I and I and I also and I also and I also think the Bible
Anthony
said,
Mowa was saying something.
hello,
Okay. So listen. We'll have
hello,
Anthony Morba say he's on the phone. Then we'll have the chairperson on this matter. Then we'll go to Brother Zina, please.
I'm thinking
hello.
start
Who's
holding
speaking
our
now?
people accountable, not only in what they do,
Anthony
but
Morba
in
is
their
speaking. Then you come in,
for
chair.
also their personal and moral life. It will be strong. I agree with you. Whether it's small, but I think the God fearing is good enough. We should not just take it out, and then anybody who is baptized and confirmed can take the position. Thank you.
Go ahead, man.
All right.
Chair.
The
And
chairperson.
I also
Go ahead, chair.
and I also think, and I also think, but would they give scripture for me? I mean, I remember, but it's the same by what I say, by their fruit we shall know them. So these are people who have lived among the young people. I mean, those I will be applying are people who live right in Liberia, who live in our in our congregation, who work with the young people. So we not judging them inwardly. But the Bible said by their fruit we shall know them. So you will not expect ugly fruit to produce, I mean tree to produce good fruit. So we're not judging somebody's spiritual life. But I think the God fearing is we have to put it there. It's necessary to be there. We're not judging anybody, but that's a general requirement. So there are some you will see, like somebody that the council was saying, the person attitude, how they live, and this that. We know us when we're in the youth, we did it before because we didn't see the person in war spiritual life, but by the appearance, we saw them and we went almost on a rampage to stop them from contesting. So we're not judging anyone, but we say you should be God fearing. By the life you live, so by the fruit we shall know them.
All right. Thank you very much,
thank you,
Madam
thank
Chair.
you,
We're
guys.
going to have Brother Elijah Zina. Our ambassador will be joining us very shortly. Yeah, our ambassador will be joining us very shortly. He has some technical issues. So go ahead, Brother Zina.
Thank you very much, the chair, the co-chair, and members of the committee. You guys did justice to that question, even though I'm on the other side of the table, but I can understand the point from which you guys are coming. The lens for which I look at that question is not the impossibilities or past experience, but what reflection does that question has on the fellowship as a Christian organization, what rules we want to put in place that somebody who is not a Christian who will be looking at this document and looking at an election within a church or Christian organization, looking at that document would say, oh, this reflect exactly what a Christian church should be. It's not about the impossibility, it's not about the human part of us as being human. Like we fall short of some of these things. You can even apply for the job, you are qualified, but going down the line, you get fired from that job because you did not meet the expectation, even though you passed the interview and you got the job. But at the end of the day, you did not prove yourself to be qualified enough to deliver on what you said during your interview, and that disqualify you by being fired from that job. That being said, I would move on to another topic under the president and the vice president's qualification. One that says identify should have a skill to keep the fellowship together. And my question to the team is that what yardstick are you gonna do? Are you gonna use to identify that skill set of the individual? If you can make a scenario based, that would be fine.
All right. Who's coming first? Okay, I see
Okay, let
Anthony.
me start
Anthony
with,
Walker.
let me start with that. There are times that we sit on a panel. Say for instance, the requirements that they get mentioned should have a kind of skill, leadership skill, right? So we're going to be asking you, what have you been or what have you done in such case, or or what are you have held position that you were able to lead people in a particular situation. So we're going to bring out of you those practical activities that you have done, or some of those activities that you have been involved in where you serve as leader and how it impacted other people. So it's going to be about those stories, your participation in other groups, maybe serving as a planning committee chairperson. For example, someone is saying, I've served as planning committee chairperson and I've done this over the period, and during my time we had this kind of program, we're able to gather the group. So you gave some practical instances that you have led people and the impact it has had on the fellowship. So we're going to have that kind of means of bringing out or finding out how possible it is or what have you done in that direction that we can entrust these young people to you that you are able to lead in. So
If I should add up also, if I should add up also, what the committee has been doing, particularly what we did the last term of our interview before the day's one election, immediately after we receive application and we open the application up and see the people applying for the position, we start our own committee search of the persons. We start gathering information, start doing investigation. We get to people that know you, people that have been getting how they say, and then we have a lot of information about you before you come to the committee room for interview. So sometimes when you come to the committee room, you now get answering questions based on what you've written or what we have on the document. We bring out issues pertaining to your life, pertaining to what we discover in our investigation, and how the answering it. And we're interested to know that sometimes when you do the background search, you have a better knowledge of the person contesting for the position. So when we say have the leadership skill to lead a fellowship, it's also not based on the investigation we carry on the person applying for it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anthony Molba. We have our viewers. We have some questions in there, so maybe we can just recognize our viewers quickly and then post some of their questions. So our brother Nathaniel Togba, we want to say thank you for watching. Our own sister Marlon Molba, we want to say thank you for watching. My dear sister Lorena Patty, we want to say thank you so much for watching. Lorena and I we grew up together, and then her last name is her first last name was Jacob. So I so used to Jacob, then I have to add a Patty. So, yeah. So yeah.
I don't know where
Uh,
you go with that one.
I'm bring story on.
I know.
No, no.
Um, Brother Royal Jerome Jara, I want to say thank you so much. He said all of the panelists and he is sending greetings to all of the panelists and guests in the studio. Uh, then he has a comment here. He said all of the guidelines are in the NLYF Constitution, not the Election Commission own laws. All right, thank you so much. Brother BZ Milton Nyama, following from Fishtown Hospital, River G County. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for following us. And he said, bad internet tonight. Yeah, we understand that. Our senior brother Larry Melane. Uh, thanks guys for providing all necessary information as regards the upcoming national NLYF elections. He has a question here. He says the question is to the panelists. How competitive is the upcoming elections going to be in terms of numbers, number of aspirants? So that is a question that the committee will respond to. That's a question right there. How do you think, how competitive you think it's going to be?
So we will not
Are
answer
you
that question
gonna
already right now because we are still receiving applications. So if we have closed that
Sorry,
process, we
sorry, we
know
went
now.
off. Sorry, we went off. We appreciate where you to read our question again for us.
They say you can't get microphone to pastor and lawyers. That's what Remy Yakbazo say. You can't get microphone to the people then. I don't know why the committee members also lawyer on the committee here. I will read it back to you. So the question is, how competitive you think the electoral process will be? The upcoming election. How competitive you think it's going to be?
Okay, well, I'll go ahead. Yes.
Let me slip this in quickly before you can come in, brother Yakwazo. Brother Yakwazo. Our sister Benu McKay want to say thank you so much. She's watching from Monrovia.
All right. So as I was saying, right now we can't quite say is as competitive as we expect it to be because we are still receiving applications up to now. We still getting applications from now till maybe 12 midnight. But so far as we have received, we see the enthusiasm and the willingness for competitions. The good thing I have seen that is taking shape in this election is that instead of all being a random, people are forming teams. For example, we have received around 3 applications now where we have 2 teams that are competing. For
Wow.
example, you see a person vying for vice president, you have a president team already. Just that new flavor that has been added, I say that I think that's a very good positive side that we
That's
have had
good.
right now.
Um,
People are forming teams instead of going individually to campaign on their own. We are having groups now that are applying. But as the question is, we can't give you up right now what the competition is right now because we are still receiving application. But I think is from the onset that we are seeing is a bit competitive. I can say that.
All right, sis,
okay.
couple your question, please.
Okay. Thank again to the team, to the commission, the chair lady, and her court of officers. Want to say thank you, people, so much for leaving your busy schedule and to turn to our young people with all of these wonderful guidelines, all of these uh, information you people have putting together to help the young people to carry on the election. Woody, can you please pull the guideline up for me?
Sure, absolutely. I'm going to do that.
Okay, the guidelines.
Even though you don't like me, but
All right. Count two. Count two. He said he or she should file a letter of recommendation for his or her parish president, parish pastor, district, national, whosoever. So my question is how many letter of recommendation an applicant would need? For example, if I'm on the national leadership, right, and I want to run as a president, do I need letter from my parish pastor or I need it from the national office? If I'm in a parish and I want to run, do I need it from my parish president or my pastor or the district president? How does it work?
All right. To that point, for
Yeah,
who
go ahead.
currently.
Okay.
Uh,
All right,
uh,
don't you go ahead. No, don't you go ahead. I thought you were not
go,
on. So
go,
yeah,
go
go ahead.
ahead, coach here.
In that regard, we will generally require two letters of recommendation for you, but it is something until you bring more into it. The two letters of recommendation say if you are working with the national office, you will need one from the national office and then you need one from your pastor.
The
If you are
parish
active with the district, you need the pastor. Because the pastor at the church in which you worship interact with you and can give some account on your spiritual person on the level of spiritual stability you have, your interaction with people, your morality, generally. If you are with the district, you need a letter from the district, and then you need one from the pastor. If you are active with the parish, you need one from the parish, and you need one from the pastor. Most time we have people bringing one from the whole parish to show that you are active in your parish. Even if you are working with the district in your parish, you bring one from the district and then you bring it from the pastor. But generally, we need one from the youth department and one from the spiritual head of the church. So if the youth department you are active with is the parish, you bring it from the parish. If it is from the district, you bring it from the district. If from the national, you bring it from the national. Some of the also, the constitution provides that two persons cannot contest for a particular position for the same position when they are from the same district. So that's the reason why you see the district trying to coordinate to ensure that the two of you coming from the same district is going to now vie for the same position, and then you see the district ensuring that we provide this recommendation because you are coming from the district. So in that regard, we don't differentiate where your letter come from, but we need one from the youth department, whether it is from the parish or from the district or from the national, and then we need one from the pastor of the church you are.
Okay, I asked the question because if I'm holding a position at the national level and I'm not active in my parish and I want to contest and my parish president is not willing to recommend giving letter of recommendation or because I'm not active and my pastor go ahead and recommend me, but my parish president is not in the know of that because I assume that okay, I'm already with the national office. So because of that, I don't want to associate myself with my parish. But then because I feel I have a good rapport with my parish pastor and I go directly to my parish pastor for recommendation. So how can you people reconcile that if the parish and president comes out and say, oh, this person is not active since he ascended or she ascended to this position, she's not active at her parish level, right? But then she wants to go to another level and she wants the parish pastor to recommend her. For me, as a parish president, I'm saying no, I don't want to because you are not being active in your own parish. So how can that be reconciled?
So there's a
Um,
point being explaining, right? If you
yeah.
were to uh have a leadership at a district level, it's obvious that your activities will be at the district level. You'll be active for the district instead of your parish. So while it is true that you still part of a youth, but then your activities is more with the district at that level. And this is why your activities now will definitely scale down or slow down at the parish level in terms of what you do there, even though it did not say that you will be leaving from there, but you are there. So the recommendation should be coming from the district because the district should be telling us how active you are at that level because I swear now your attention has been taken. So the pastor is also aware that you regularly come to church. You are still in a position of maintaining your spirituality and all of those stuff. So they are the God-fearing aspect, your own activities with the church is also there because being with a district does not mean
Okay.
that you not go to church. You not go to church. You will go to church and the pastor will see you. And this is why we are saying the pastor, whether you with a national, which will have your attention by that time, the national should be saying to us how active you are in terms of your activities at that level. You are still with the youth, but your activities now is at a national level. So the national should be recommending you in that case, or the district should be recommending instead of the parish, because the parish may not have your full time because of your activities at those levels. But the pastor will always interact with you because you go to church. So it's not a cool, but it's obvious that the pastor can be in good rapport with you, but your activities have been taken at another level, and you got to work at that level. So you'll not be very active with your parish youth department.
Okay. Um.
Um,
So, so the committee again, would there be any consideration outside of the guidance you people are sent out to the various parishes, taking into consideration the issue of people not waiting to work, the issue of people volunteering, and I want to link this to the financial secretary and the treasurer. Then we'll go down to Camp 7. Woody, can we go there, please? The financial secretary and the treasurer position. And when you look at Camp 7, all two, they are the same. So would there be any consideration on these qualifications that you people put out for the position of treasurer and financial secretary when it comes to that Camp 7?
I'm busy
All
getting
right.
there, bro.
No, not me, I'm done. I
Okay.
was just
To
yeah,
speak to
go
that
ahead.
You
concern.
actually,
oh,
I
I,
didn't.
you
The
people
finance
didn't
legal man is here.
y'all didn't hear me, y'all didn't understand it?
No, no, no.
No,
They
I
got
didn't.
it.
Get it.
They got a
Yeah.
question. The
No, I didn't
finance
get
legal man.
it.
Both of them here.
Okay, the message he didn't get it. When you come to concern, right? It
Yeah.
says the treasure. This they both they concern appear both on the treasure and on the financial secretary, right? It says
Mm-hmm.
you should have knowledge in financial reporting, especially using the non-for-profit financial reporting method, right? Okay. So there's a guideline that is sent out. So would there be any consideration outside of this guideline when it comes to the concern? Okay, I apply as financial secretary, but I may not be in the know of financial reporting. I may not have the financial reporting knowledge, right? But then I have served. I meet all of these criteria. I have served my district. I have served my parish. I'm morally all right. I mean, but I don't have this concern. Would there be any consideration outside of this concern for me? Since in fact that this position is a volunteer position, people are not waiting to work, but then you see only a pricing for this position, but the person doesn't have concern. Will you consider it? Will you consider that person?
In my mind, there are several criterion being set up the positions. Why it is true that we will appreciate where you to have or to meet all of those criteria, but wherein there is an issue with having somebody coming on board with all of his skills, that's a particular skill that is good for reporting, and I don't think without that skill you not perform. So in such case, we may have some consideration because that is not something that going to stop you from performing. It's just a kind of a particular style that maybe will benefit the youth, and we appreciate where you to have that particular skill so as to bring us up to speed. However, if we cannot find anybody but you have met all of the other criteria, I think there should be, or we may give that consideration based on the fact that that particular criteria will not stop you, or criteria will not stop you from.
All right. Ambassador, I see you just came back. Maybe you can do your one question and maybe a follow up. Then I will come in. Then we start to get some closing comments from our guests.
Well, thank you. Again, I want to apologize for the technical breaking. Am I clear? Can you
Yes, you
guys
are.
hear me?
Yeah,
Woody?
yeah, yeah. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Uh, I was off, but I was trying to follow the show on the phone, and I want to say hats up to the colleagues, and I'm very sure of their competency. I understand that they understand this stuff because they've been uh, in it for a very long period of time, and so nobody can question or doubt their competency. And I will pray and hope that it goes well. I just wanted to find out from them up to now. Can they say how many candidates they have received so far? Maybe they may not want to disaggregate, but I just want to know in totality how many candidates they have received and what's the ratio of male to female.
Um, Madam Chair, do you care to speak to that, or Perla Basmo, you care to speak to that?
All right. Yes, I can go ahead with that. So right now, like I said,
Yeah.
the application
Okay.
we have received up to now, we have received around 6 applications, and out of the 6, we have 3 females and 3 male right now. The seventh one, I just received it not too long, so I think it's another male. So I think the competition between female and male is still there. And yes, the, in total right now we have 7. Just to confirm, because I just seen the last one just coming in, and I have three females now, and the rest of them are males, which is four females.
Do you care to talk about the position they apply for?
I have not yet downloaded all the males, so I can't see them right now. I stay online now while we're doing this.
Would there be any consideration in the time frame? The scope,
So
the
so
time
so
period?
It would
busy,
depend.
so
It would
busy keep
depend how we
asking
go.
for consideration. I don't know. I don't know whether she want to boo on the entire guideline. Just asking for consideration.
6 applications.
So we let me just make this clarity. If you look at that count 7, before we answer the other question,
I,
the count
I,
7 the count 7 is clear. The count 7 say you should have financial knowledge. Yeah, especially so it only places emphasis on that reporting measure. So we're not going to be leaving out our criteria we set. So while it is true that there could be some instances consideration could be given, but I don't want you to think about the consideration as in maybe letting go of some of those criteria you have set out. But it's about scrutinizing what you have brought to us, or what you are all about. So the scrutiny process is what going to be given our consideration. Maybe you have this is now in full or whatever, but that particular count you emphasizing on is clear financial knowledge, especially so you need place emphasis on that. The consideration of a guideline, we set up a guideline. I think it would be unfair if we keep changing and giving time extension because of SYZ. So if 3 persons were to apply within a statutory time, we will not want to say that we extend it just because we want to give consideration. So I think we leave out the consideration and live by the rules. Someone say the law is the law, so we live by the
No,
rules
no,
at the time.
don't keep moving the goalposts, right?
Yeah, just keep straight there.
don't keep dragging the
Yeah,
goalposts behind.
Anthony, no, I want to make some emphasis, please.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Beyond that,
go ahead, go ahead.
beyond that, we keep talking about our young people maybe not being committed or not wanting to take up position. If we keep putting ourselves in adjusting to them, we are actually encouraging them to remain where they are and we adjust ourselves. So it will not be a good example if we say that the deadline is on the 9th, and then at the end time of the deadline, we say another person hasn't applied yet, so we'll carry another time. And then you see people trying to encourage somebody to just apply to fill the position up. We are helping the church. You realize it's a pattern. If the young people realize that if we set a deadline and that deadline is the deadline, you see subsequent elections to come, people be applying on time. because they know that the election committee is going to remain with this term. So based on how we also control ourselves, we encourage the young people to step up and take up responsibility. So I think we should encourage our young people to take up responsibility to help be willing to take up this position instead of all keep delaying to allow them to remain where they are.
Thank you, Anthony Moore. I want to say thank you so much. So I have this question, and it's good that the chairperson just came back on.
Before you go,
Yeah, go ahead.
please.
Yeah.
I, it's just a comment. It's just a comment. Are you
Yeah.
hearing me, Willie?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to say to the colleagues, I know it may sound unorthodox, but sometimes we got to take some affirmative actions. And so if the rule does not allow for us to say, this position and this position for female, maybe we could just put in the general rule that females are highly encouraged to apply, you know, highly encouraged to apply some kind of so that we got some potential ladies, but we know you guys are too domineering when you go to that youth meeting, and so sometimes those girls it's just that couple was so strong, and girls there. So I don't know, but I mean maybe I may be too old fashioned.
No, it's necessary, Ambassador.
But you're trying next
It's
to take some
necessary.
affirmative action. So highly encouraged. I'm looking through the document. I can see
Yeah.
that one there.
See,
No,
nothing
Highly
issue.
defense.
encouraged to apply, and we give due consideration for the females.
Yeah.
Maybe we may not ask for the moral, or the fear of God or something of God. I'm just kidding,
That's
but
fine. I go
consider
fear
In defense,
female.
Ambassador, you'll be biased. Though I'm in support of the females, but if you say you shouldn't attach that to it, then you going to do you are not going to do justice to male. So and besides, I don't think we open it. It's for everybody to apply. It is for everybody. So that left for the district so if maybe we go put a special, especially you the ambassador, you will start to ask her why did we put
Yeah.
emphasis on female. You also going to
Man,
caution us on that. So we left it open.
no, man,
so
Yeah,
Chair. I
let
think
me let me
I
let
think
me
we
let
need
me
to
let me come
That
include
into
is
that
all
female.
opportunity.
Yeah.
as you are running down. As
Yeah,
you are running, I
no,
just want to ask you
I
two
think that
questions
need to be
quickly.
spelled out. You gotta
uh,
modify anyway, but at least to encourage female candidate, I encourage to apply. I think that should be spelled out there. Yes.
So, Madam Chair, I just want to, I just want to,
I
So,
think
so
because
uh, Nano,
I wanted to
I'll
say
be your
something
attention.
before I went off. I wanted
no,
to say something before I went on when couple asked concerning the time, whether there will be consideration within the time. And now somebody speaking who I or the person online.
um,
Who
no.
is consider me
Anyway,
or
you
the
can go
person?
ahead. Bia has already addressed that, but you can go ahead.
Oh yeah, they're sorry because I went off. They because we
Yeah,
don't have the
he
time
addressed
and we
that.
have this. Yeah. Okay. So that's why we can consider that because every one of them are busy, and then we can extend the time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So Manacher,
Yeah.
before asking my question in defense of the committee, I want to say that the fact that the chairperson of this committee is a female, with all of our members being male, um, I think the NLYF did due diligence, but in support of my colleagues' concern that the next time maybe we can add women are strongly encouraged to apply, because most time we see that the women will be on the fence or be sitting in the back while these exercises continue. But Madam Chairperson, I just want it's just a concern, right? It's just a concern. Maybe you can just it's just a yes or no. Looking at this letter, did you write this letter My concern is kind of drawn down to the signature area. Did you actually do this letter, or the NLY did a letter and put your signature on it?
No, what happened? We work as a team. Like we said, most of our work is done on weekend. So we have our secretary that is Laoba. So we did a letter and we're looking at everyone schedule. And so they have the eye that I needed to time because we're also looking at time frame. So we did a letter. We needed to send the letter because as far as we are concerned now, material lab had they do the and it was
That no, that's no, but small. But
Now,
that
let me
was
just
that's
explain
fine.
for me a little.
No,
So,
but that was small. That's fine. Just a yes or no
me.
question, please. We're
yes,
gonna wrap
No,
up.
I
exactly.
just needed to explain.
I just wanted that clarification. Maybe anyone else could have the same concern, but like that's why I know
Yeah.
you the secretary could happy.
Mm.
This is what we're gonna do, right? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give each of our guests a minute each for your closing comment. Then from there we'll go to our panelists. So maybe we can start with um Anthony Wokwe and Anthony Molba. Say he's on the phone, and Anthony Wokwe, they can go ahead with their 1 minute each. Again, my brother Zesta, the Reverend Zesta Lila Yakwazo told me, don't give microphone to a pastor and a lawyer. So we're giving the microphone to two lawyers. Please, 1 minute each. Go ahead, brother
Okay.
Wokwe.
So now bring back the father and mother, the whole the mad law. I will just talk a little bit. First of all, before I get my party comment, let me go back to the issue of encouraging the senior or giving them also encourage might not be for few reasons. One will also be dropping down the tenor of our young ladies and now encouraging them to step up more. Two, we will be downplaying the potential of our young ladies because our young ladies are stepping up all over the world. These girls are taking responsibility, they are moving change, they are breaking ceilings. If we start adjusting and say, okay, we encourage you, or okay, we will not give you hard question, we now encouraging the ladies to their full potential. And we can say that working with the young people, you see most of the things they step in. Once you get their own home, they excel. So the only thing is you encourage them to participate and encourage them to take on the courage to go for this position. But we should have the any flexibility for them because they are bridging cities and will be downplaying the position of all our young women. When we say gender equality, it does not just go to the number, but we need to allow it flexible and equal playing field for everyone. They are leading up to that. So one, we not want to do that. Two, we say thanks to the MLC for inviting us. We can tell you that this committee has the confidence of all the young people to the extent that we conduct election, everyone participating will be satisfied. They have always been satisfied, and there is really no point coming up. We can use this platform to say that we want to conduct our election the same way we want to conduct the constitution review and adoption process in a manner of professionalism, and our people will have the best result while we are working. Thank you.
Okay, I want to firstly appreciate the team for having us here, especially for me. This is my first time, and I think it was good being here. The interaction was good, especially the one about call fearing. It was good, but he went up. But I can tell you there are ways that we can measure call fearing. You being call fearing on that. In our own layman way, we can measure your call fearing behavior. So we say everything was good, and we can assure you that we're going to continue working with the young people. It's difficult, especially at our levels now where we have a lot of things to do, but to still give up the time to be with them is something that is difficult for now, but we are doing it, and I'm sure that with this team, we will always be involved with the activities of the youth, and like the issue of the women. I think senior friends need to start encouraging some of those young people instead of us putting it there. You can just go behind the scene, talk to them, but you can make it, explore that potential in them, say to them, encourage them, let it apply instead of us giving them that particular kind of favorable treatment in these kind of processes. Our constitution allowed equal process, and let us live by that. But let us go behind the scene and encourage people. Thank you for the time. I don't want to live up to what we just said that we give us the mic, we can be long on it. So
No, you can, yeah.
I will just stop here and just
Everybody
let
will
it
just be
be.
very brief, very brief, very brief. The lawyers will be
Okay,
very
thank you
brief.
My
very
brother Remy, I'm not hiding it. My brother Remy Yakbazo told me, Zeston Yakbazo, he said, don't give microphone to pastor and lawyers. So another lawyer in the making. Brother
All right.
Yakba-
So we want to say thank you again for allowing us to participate on your show. For me, it was exciting, and I can assure you guys that as long as we have the time and the strength, we'll contribute to our fellowship as much as we can. And rest assured that the election will be held successfully, and we will have a better result, and we will continue with review process also ongoing. I also want to tell the team very thank for even allowing us to use your platform to educate the young people who are listening tonight. Some of who stay are thinking you still get up to I think 2 or 3 hours to still apply because by 12 midnight we will be
Up
closing.
to what? What's the time?
It almost
It
10, so
closes
you get
by when? 12? When it closes?
You put it
I
12
say
o'clock. Kobo.
12,
You
12
got
midnight.
interest?
I
12
got
midnight.
interest.
You, you get
Go
up to 12 midnight
ahead.
to apply. So it's still open, and we want to say thank you
Actually, your
guys.
English should apply.
Thank you.
I wanted to say something. Let me be quiet. Couple, all the people that are on the committee, you got
Seventy.
influence over them. Let me be quiet.
We collect
Before
committee
the
that
lawyer they
first.
can
You
get
gotta
ready
get
for
to the
me.
committee that high committee, eh?
Madam Chairperson, Madam Chair, please go ahead.
All right. We want to say a very thank you to the team for hosting us, like my colleague said. We made it in 2021, and we can rest assured of you that we're going to make it this time. We even stood our ground. There were people we denied in 2023, and they wanted to take issue, and we have all of the evidence to prove. And at the end of the day, and we're going to do likewise this spring. So
Mm,
we asking the young people to be as organized as they were in 2021. And we rest assured of them that this thing will work. Though when they started, when they gave the letter, and I told the leadership, I said, this committee is not it's not gender sensitive. But I want to tell all of the guys that are on the committee, they've stood by me, and we've been there. We said that it is a teamwork. We meet together and we decide on things and we finalize. So we are not doing things in anyone absent. The five of us, Brian, so I tried calling him to be online all the time, but I didn't get him. So I want to appreciate every one of you, and I want to tell the young people thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve our alma mater back because we were once there, and now we can give back to our young people because we are more than and we're here to more than two. So we say thank you very much. And we are waiting, even maybe after we put all the final listing. I know there are some of you who are on the chat room that were open for the proposition of the amendment of the constitution. We're going to post information there after the interview. And those that will be qualified for interview. So we'll also update you. So for now, before the second, if you want to stay get in contact with us, we are available and we'll always be waiting to provide the information. Thank you very much. And I thank God that I made it. because I'm ready for it to be part of it. And thank you for giving me the opportunity because this is my first time.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
Madam
Madam
Chair.
Chair.
We're gonna give also the minute each to our panelists. So we're gonna begin with our only sister here, Sis Couple Sele. That will be followed by our brother there's Elijah Zena and our ambassador. Then I will just close.
Okay, well, thank you. Oh, how I wish this was the women easy. It would have been better. I'll put it in.
Okay. They pass the communication
Don't
on you again.
go
Well,
there.
I said
Don't go
thank
there.
you to the committee. Yes, I want to say thank you so much to the committee. Like I said, I trust this committee, and they are people of high integrity. These are people I have worked with. These are people that I know, and we all know that they have. This is not the first election. They have contacted for the young people. I can remember I was with them when we were in Fisebu. Is that Fisebu? La Fisebu la
Yes,
Sasa.
Yeah, feasible.
Yeah,
Afusepe.
Fisebu.
Feasible.
Yes. So this is not anything strange to me. Yeah, just want to say thank you. And there was something that really raised. There was an issue really was raised concerning the issue of committee, ad hoc or standing committee when it comes to the election. And Lauba said something very important when it comes to that. Having a election committee as a standing or an ad hoc committee, I think it is okay for it to be a standing committee where close to election you will not have to write someone or someone of interest. We saw that it happened during the women time. So if that committee was a standing committee, what the women went through, we were never going to go through it. Yes, for close to election, and you just name certain people. I can remember even in that process, there were names that were placed that we wrote the election commission, and these people were changed and they replace them with another group. So if you have this standing committee from the beginning of your tenure or the year, you already know who are the committee members, right? Not 2 months or 3 months of election, and I can handpick my best friend and make her someone an election commission chair who carry on election at the end of the day, and everything will go the way it went. So I just want to say thank you. And the issue again on the standing committee where it has to do with the constitution. I think there's a one committee, right? Election and Constitution Committee. Yeah. So for us, I don't. We don't even have that since we went LTR and there was some proposition up to now. What brought the issue? They are not even looking at it. So I think if the women can go back and just cap it, like I said, I just wish that there was the women EC. Yes, but now while we're talking, we'll not be discussing it in the women. So I just want to say thank you. It pays to have integrity. It pays to get people that know the subject matter, and it appears that you pass through the rank and file of the young people and you will learn a lot. Then you just get up one money and you just go and you just work without having any remorse of conscience. And this is a church, and we think that we are in a church or running a church. So I just want to say thank you again to the leadership of NLYF for appointing these people to serve as commissioner and to serve as constitution revision committee to serve on the committee. I have no doubt in them. Yes, and I know we will have a perfect outcome of the election when it comes March what second, March 10th. Yeah, and I know my interest will win.
Hmm.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Go ahead,
I'm
brother
just
Elijah. One
kidding.
minute,
I
please.
don't have interest. I'm just kidding.
So with it, you kept saying the
But
lawyers can
thank you.
take when you give marks to the lawyer, they get tough in it, but
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
financial people too. From here, I call it. From here, I call it Reverend Yakbazu. I call it Reverend Yakbazu. I think you have to add the financial people too, because
I
the,
think
the,
so.
the lawyers, the pastor, and the finance people, they can talk plenty too. Let me just screen this message here quickly. So I'm watching. This is the Reverend Eric Doe. I'm watching. You are invited to attend the LTR $1 rally March 31st, 2024 at St. Peter's Lutheran Church. The program starts at 10 a.m. Thank you so much,
so yeah,
Reverend. You will send us, Reverend, you will send us lating for promo here, please. That
Eddie.
advertisement. Go ahead, brother Elijah.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you, couple, for making recommendation for us to call the women EC here. So we'll take note of that. So, we'll call the women easy to talk about that issue. But one thing I want to say to all of the guys online, it's very hard for me to call the guys by their names. So, but when we are over here, I have to try to call them by their names. So, Lauba, George, and being. I appreciate you guys, and God, man, I appreciate you guys so much. I know that I worked with all of you guys when I was president of the NLYF. I believe in your abilities, and I know that you can handle the situation. We went through tougher situation than this one, and I know the very first time we reviewed the Constitution, it was doing Dennis leadership. And Brother Larry Melly, myself, James Motoba from St. Matthew, we were on that committee, and we remember there was a heated argument at the Summer Years Convention during Dennis leadership and that constitutional review as well. But I hope that would not be the case over here. But thank you for standing by the young people and continuing to work with them. Even though we are far away, but our hearts and minds are with the young people in Liberia, and we will also continue to support them in whatever way we can. But thank you again for taking up your time to be on here. I know you should be lying down by now beside your wives, rubbing your heads, but you are sitting here talking about the young people of the LCO. So kudos to you guys. Thank you for coming.
I don't want to follow the camera. They still wrapping our hair now. The Paco.
I know.
So I hope our
I will
camera
call.
is off.
You see behind the camera.
Go ahead, Ambassador. Ambassador.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Oh, hello.
All right. Okay, thank you, guys. I think with the exception I think with the exception of BM, most of the other colleagues I may not know them, but I knew BM, saw him coming up, so I know the stuff is made. Or BN, Zina, yes, I mean Popo, Wedi, BN, they are all your contemporaries. I didn't see the president government. I know the internet problem, but I heard a voice to be quite young, and so I want to say thank you to you guys for giving back to your church. Despite the fact you have gone through the ranks and far, and you're going up to the professional skills and professional liar, but you are not forgetting to come back to help the young people and to bring them up. Uh, I just want to recommend that sometimes we put these things in these rules not because we want to disenfranchise the male, but we know how difficult it is, and we all know we're fighting for this 30% quota. And so sometimes anywhere we are, we try to be an ambassador for the females. And so sometimes we encourage affirmative action. So I beg the indulgence of the committee, maybe not now, but in the future, we could be thinking on that. We got ladies there who got the potential, but sometimes they just need to be encouraged. And they are right. I also want to take this time to encourage all of the females that are listening, and you're a member of the NLYF. If you know for the way that you have not applied, please apply for any of the position. That is something difficult for you to do, and I show you got the potential, you got the competence. Please apply so we can make it at least 4 male, 4 females. At least I'll be listening up to the committee to hear the result later on tonight to say, oh, our ambassador were able to get 4 females, etc., or at least 5 females. And lastly, I don't know if G is on the Anthony Mobile. Is he on the forum or he left? I'm not saying too clearly. He
I
left,
think
right?
they just dropped off due to network.
Okay,
But
then not government, but
Over smoke.
please pass my message on to him. If he thinks that he does not want to recognize the power of a woman, let him try the female tonight. Then he will see what will happen to him. All of you people,
Charlie.
all of you people,
Ambassador, I
if
may
you
know
guys
very
don't
well.
recognize the power of the woman,
I mean,
you'll try
they
them.
know very
I
well.
will just
In
tell all
fact,
my females, I will just tell all of them, and y'all know what will
In,
happen to you people. Yeah, I will see.
in
I
fact,
will see if you chair. I will see if you co-chair of election commission here. I will see.
in
Kelly,
fact, in fact, you can't even get into
Kelly.
because
Ambassador, I will pick up from where you stop on females. I've learned that lesson. My sister couple can bear me good witness. So anytime when it comes to such thing, I know that we should try to elevate and encourage our sisters. So I've learned that lesson.
Yeah,
Yes. We were in a
Ambassador,
very
you could be.
brief meeting, and the moment I said something, I was shut down on that whole gender issue. So yeah. But listen, I I mean, like Elijah said, all of the brothers here. I mean, brother Wukwe, brother Molba. You know, it becomes difficult. But when we come on the show, we have to try much as possible to refer to them professionally because they are serving our nation and serving our church. You know, the LCR. This is one thing the LCR has. The LCR has a very good foundation, but if we don't take care of our foundation, huh, it's gonna be a serious problem. See what is happening right now. What the women could not do. I know the men, even though not a noise ain't coming from there, but if you dig down too much, maybe you will see some other things in the men closet. But the women, not the women, I'm sorry, but the youth are doing it. I mean, flawlessly. You know,
Yeah.
the youth are doing it. I mean, look, bringing professionals on board. You know, I just remember when we used to fight over gowns and everything, dancing mafia and everything. But you know, we're all professional people. But I was small. I want to thank you. Most especially, I want to thank my sister Game Wayalu. I want to thank you so much. Listen, I spoke with Sis Game at the last minute. This shows her leadership. I spoke to her at the last minute. After I spoke with her the last minute, says Garment was in Yekepa, Nimba County. She told me, gave me a minute. She spoke. It shows how she her leadership. And she got back to me and told me, said, look, I'm not in Monrovia, but my team is prepared to join you. And guess what? This lady made it her business from Yekepa. If we were on this side, I would have flew. But she literally flew from Yekepa to Monrovia to just to be on the show tonight. Just show how such a leader a leader is, and not only a leader but a female leader. So says Gami, I want to say thank you so much. And like you said, before you could even say it, I was going to remind you that on this show, when you come one time, it means that you finish drinking the water. We'll call you again, and we'll
Come
call you
on.
again. Yeah. So
I'm
the
I'm standing back
the
at
legal
anytime.
part, the legal part that Brother Wopa was talking about. Oh, you know, Answer will be here legally, this and that. We'll call him back. He will come. We got a good leader. He said he got a good leader, so we'll call him back. Um, so folks, I just want to remind all of you that next Sunday, we all know what time it's gonna be. The Bishop's Hour. We're gonna have a very exciting show next Sunday. Please get prepared next Sunday for us to be here again. This has been a production of My Lutheran Connections, the MLC Talk. We want to say thank you very much for following us. Before we can, all right, can I just show this right here?
Wait,
Reverend yeah,
What did
Let,
Remy do
let's
is sending
yeah.
let's
No,
continue
Reverend Doyle,
we
to
got
Reverend Doyle, you're going to pay
Bishop is
something for us.
bereaved.
Who?
Bishop, mother-in-law passed. We need to send our condolences to him.
Oh yes.
Oh, so sorry, so sorry. He said money raised at
yeah.
the rally will help to support. Okay, we safely say the LTR. Yeah, okay. So
That-
Bishop, we want to extend heartfelt condolences to you, your family, the entire LCL. In the Liberian way, we want to say never mind. But we know our bishop, even if it's for 30 minutes, our bishop will be here with us. And we are also working on things that folks by the coming weeks, we're gonna have our sister Gabriel. I know if you're part of the Malnutrition Connections messenger chat room, our brother Elijah has been, sending updates in there. But we're gonna be hearing from our sister Gabriel herself. Our sister Gabriel will be joining us. We want to say thank you all so much, but we cannot say a lot. Our sister Gabriel will be here and she will testify to the goodness of God as she promised that she will come here and she will testify. Again, this has been a production
Oh,
of my,
wait it
yes,
before you close. I think Reverend Doe need to find time to come on the show to talk about it. One hour
But
already.
we
yeah,
Yes,
we
I
can bring
think he will
Reverend,
need to.
Do on
Yeah, to
first
talk
Sunday.
about this 1 hour
When
and
already.
is the program again? When is
let
the
You
program
know,
again?
the LTI team we raised from the last time for this LTI, so I
Yeah,
think it is necessary for him to come on the show to talk about this 1 hour already.
yeah. We
when
can
Keep
we
us
can bring. Yeah,
posted.
go ahead, Elijah.
did you say next Sunday will be Bishop's hour?
Yeah, next Sunday, last
Not
Sunday is
last
Bishop
Sunday.
hour.
Okay, okay.
Right, you don't want the Bishop to come?
No, I thought it was first Sunday his hour though.
Oh no.
Not
Last
last
Sunday is
Sunday.
Bishop hour. Again, just a reminder. Let me share this. A
24.
reminder to all of our
24.
viewers. This is the first Sundays with the experts. We're gonna have the Reverend Do is gonna be here on first Sunday. The fourth Sunday is Bishop's hour.
Okay.
All right. So again, want to say thank you so much. This has been a production of my Lutheran Connections, the MLC Talk. The most talk about MLC Talk. Thank you all so much. Have a great weekend.